Hi everybody, we're
Oh,
underway with our
hello.
episode. We're talking about Susan's history of carpet and vinyls. We got caught into that little talk, but so Susan, you've never done a Simon and Garfunkel?
We did one, and it was Paul Cowsill and I.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
Yes.
We did Parsley Sage, right, Polly?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and
I
I've been wanting
bet.
to do the bookends, and I've been thinking bookends could be done by all of us, with all the wicked wackies and
Is
all
this
the
the
talking.
Baby Driver and that album?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it would be fun. See,
I can
vocals in the city, we have amazing singers here, but I'm so picky, icky, nicky about the backgrounds that I generally go without them. If I do a vocal band, like Peter's coming in and REM has like that two-part drone thing, so we'll cover that. But like something like, so things that are precious. What I had you for Crosby Stills, I had what else did you do with me, Bob? You did Credence, didn't you?
be in the corner. No, I've never did that. No, we did Deja Vu, man. We did
Deja
Deja Vu.
Vu.
That's the only
That was
one I've ever done.
cool.
I've done one.
Okay.
And I did one, and to be candid, it's like it was so fun. It was like Paul's
So he never needs to
family
do it
thing at
again.
Christmas, but I'm never going to do it again. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
going
you
to,
are.
no, I'm not. I'm not going to take on that much work. I'm
No,
not going
you
to
won't. All
cram.
right, Paul will do it with me. Paul and I'll do bookends. We don't need you, Paul. You'll do bookends with me, won't you?
Right on.
Okay,
All right,
good.
I'll do it
Yep.
with you too.
Oh, I knew it. It's all
But
it
if,
took.
but if, but if I'm Simon and Paul's Garfunkel, who are you?
Oh, hell no. You're whoever I say you are at the moment on my show.
She's the leader of the pack.
Yeah, she's the leader of the pack.
Remember that time I made you sit and listen to underproduced Cowsill vocals from my solo record
You
at
know,
Jackson Brown Studio?
I have a history with you and Bill and Barry of listening to underproduced council vocal songs. Okay. I mean, it just was what it was going to be and how it was going to be.
Just trying
Okay.
to
And
do
that's,
something a little different, Bob.
oh, I know you wanted to, you just kind but that's running from your DNA strands, thinking you have other DNA strands that you wish you had, but maybe you don't have those. And then, but you want to research it, and that's really fun to do. And that could be three or four of your album cuts where you go, well, I don't know about those. But anyway,
But
you know
listen, I
how it
would
goes.
like to promote my show. May I, for a second, while Paul finishes up his business he's doing there on his
Do
desk?
it.
I want to say that
Absolutely.
on Friday at the Broadside here in New Orleans, Louisiana, I will be performing with my dear first husband, Peter Holsappel, and my most amazing last husband, Russ Broussard, and Cassandra Faulkner on bass, and Michael Lemler on keyboards, and Jack Kraft on cello, and Rurik, whose last name I don't know, on violin, because we're going to have strings. We're doing it big.
Listen,
Um,
that's two husbands for the
yeah.
price of one.
Oh,
Okay.
and
And,
I mean,
and
it's
you
a deal, steal meal.
and you can watch how people could get along later in life after you've
Yes.
gone through adversity and
Yes, we are
reclamation
the
and
shining examples. We are
yeah.
that. And it's Friday at 8 o'clock, live streaming on whatever I show up on whenever you find me.
One caveat about the two husbands, we have heard that the only thing is that they refuse to be on the same song.
And he's a drummer. And so
But
that's a
they're
problem.
both gonna be there. It's gonna be terrific.
No, no, no. They're continental drifters. They're fine. It's all good. So yeah, that's what I mean. And then, but look, I left town on May 31st, and I see it that I get back on October 5th. That's my home date. Like
31st. What is she
Hi,
talking about, May?
Polly.
What is May 31st?
May 31st is when I left town for Happy Together, and I've never stopped. And until October
Oh,
5th will be
Oh,
my first day that is truly, I mean,
oh,
until the end of the month, but like a long
yeah.
stretch, like
It was
home.
actually the 29th, I believe, not the 30th, but I
There
think
you
it was the
go.
29th you left home, May 29th, is what I remember.
It was a long haul, my friends, and I feel in it. And I still feel like I'm just visiting New Orleans. On Saturday, I'm home. That's my story.
So, Susan, I have a question. A current
Yes.
events question. People have said, you never talk about current events. Here's a current event. So,
Okay.
Susan, did Helene have any impact at all on Disney World in Orlando, Florida, because Susan's been at
Right.
Disney World. We heard they got stuck in the bear cave or something, and it blew through and they got out okay. But tell us about that.
Well, as everyone knows, Helene was heading toward Florida, the coast of Florida. We were going to Orlando, which is lower than Helene had been threatening to hit. So we went ahead with our plans, even though it felt a little crazy heading to Florida with a cat 3 or 4 also traveling closely behind us. No matter how it looked, we know well here in New Orleans that anything can happen once it hits a certain place, left, right, front. But we also do know that there's certain things you can be sure of. So it looked okay. So we went ahead with the plans, but the day that it came, so Orlando did experience some very impressive squalls. Now we were at Disney World. My eldest daughter had her 2 children on the tram during one of the first ones, and I have photos of their swinging tram because she's nuts and she thought it was great fun. I don't. But like we kept having to like Papa would look at the phone and tell us how many minutes we had. So we knew if stand in a line, don't get to the gift shop, get under. It would pour, and wind like crazy and then stop.
And eventually, I mean, not a lot of establishments, and Disney, I commend them for it. Do not let the children swing in the trams in the wind while the storm's going on. So did they eventually close it and shut it down?
Yeah, they did, but only temporarily. They were very confident as well, because really it was well up, but we were on the west side, which is never the good side. That's the when every time it rotates, it whips some stuff your way. But it was exciting. The kids, I mean, we felt like we were really getting away with something. Meanwhile, some of our best friends were being pummeled. Jamie Horton, one of Miranda's best friends, lost everything. Her house took on almost 4 feet, like Katrina style, like for me. Like anybody, like donation time, like, you know, I'm setting up a thing for clothes for the kids. They're stuck in Orlando. So things of that nature are happening. But we as a family, the Broussard, Hosapple, Jenkins, Ferguson crew made it really well. We had and
How many days were you there? How many days were you there?
2, as in TOO, not too many, because Marmie's old and it hurts her feet. We were there for 5 days, and fortunately, one of them we couldn't get in because Nate and Nance, yay, couldn't get us in. So we got a day off, which was a great day too. We hung out, we swam. It was beautiful. We had a really wonderful time. In the mornings, I would get up early. I would put on my earbuds and study REM. Go to Disneyland, come home, go back under all through the night, and get up, repeat, rinse, repeat.
So the weather only shut you down one day in Orlando for the.
Correct. Cool. And the weather didn't do it. We just didn't have access. Everything Disney never shut down. They kept us very abreast of what was going on. We had www.magic.com to go to for the latest updates at the parks.
Right. Okay.
You know, some of the outdoor things were canceled because it was raining cats and dogs at different points, and then it would just completely stop. And if you weren't there, you'd be so bummed because you'd be like, right now we'd be riding.
Right.
So we weren't. And then the rainy day after the big day was very light because people were like, oh. So really, it worked out in a sad way because people's misfortune was our good luck.
Not to belabor this, but it just sounds so horrible to me, honest to be candid. So
it is.
You went 4 out of 5 days. Are you out there first thing in the morning and coming back late at night each of those days?
Let me tell you, I will do a short shrift of the Disney experiences. And this one was a rough one because, it can go really well. If everybody has the fast passes that go at the same time, nobody really stands in lines anymore unless it's like, oh my God, look, it says 15 minutes and you run to whatever it is. Fast pass is the lightning zone. So if your entire group has fast pass, it goes incredibly smooth. Yes, Bob, we get there at 9. It's called rope dropping. And that is when you're standing there when then they finally go, welcome to the happiest place on earth, and put the rope down and your blessed children cross over into dreamland. ostensibly, which is it's
course.
shattered the first time somebody has to pee, fell down, diaper rash comes into play. I'm hot, I'm hungry. Don't talk to your sister that way. All the things that come with a good time at an amusement park.
As is the case, I have not heard the word go on a ride yet after her dissertation
Well,
just then.
so unfortunately in this particular run, it was stiflingly hot most of the time on the interims of this tropical event. Not good for anyone. Secondly, the Fergies, Ferguson family A, my oldest child and my group of grands with that, they had fast passes because she's type A and everything goes like clockwork. We straggled in because hell, we weren't even sure if we were going from time to time because of the hurricane. So we'd have to kind of go, all right, well, y'all have a 2:00 fast pass. Okay, well, that's over in Tomorrowland. Okay, we'll meet you over there. And then, oh, okay, so that'll be done within an hour. Then we're off. Where are y'all? Oh, well, it turned out we could get on over here. So now, oh, okay, we'll come there. Stop. We turned.
Like a lot of meetings.
A lot of that. A lot of that. And that created a different thing that we have never experienced. And we all knew it. So we now know never again with separate fast passes. But the really fun part for everyone was watching a 2-year-old nail Disney like I've never seen it. She pretty much had Chip of Chip and Dale by his scruffy little neck, pulling him in. Savannah loved Disneyland, all the characters, hugging them, kissing them, high-fiving, just like everything you want your kid to do, she was doing. And the in-between of being a crabby baby who was hot and tired and wanted what she wanted when it wasn't fun. But she really loved it, and it was a really great experience.
Hey, so you didn't bring any cheese with you, huh?
Cheese.
Yeah, that when Savannah was like carrying on, you throw it on their head, and then they stop carrying on.
Wish I had.
Yeah,
you know how funny that would have been to see her in her stroller with her Mickey ears screaming, and then the thing to land on her, and her.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I wish I had. I wish you would have reminded me.
Yeah, I can't get the visual of that off of my head either, man. When Paul said it, you can see it happening. This whole square of cheese just smacking on the face and
smacking on their
shocks
faces,
the kid into what the heck just happened.
They're like this.
You, man, Disney is a beautiful thing. They know what
that's
doing
a funny
there.
thing, Paul. I'm sorry, but one more thing about the cheese. I really could trace this back to a slap across the face by your old man in the old days.
Well, but it didn't make you smile.
They replaced the slap of the hand with a thing of cheese,
which is funnier.
We both stopped. Everyone. I'm just saying, it just sounds familiar to me. It's just cheese instead. But anyway.
Well, it's a lot softer.
Hey.
I hear you. It's more the chocolate.
Well, cool. So then that whole deal didn't really ruin your experience at Disneyland.
No, it psychologically messed with us just on the leaving part. Should I stay or should I go? And my poor daughter, she's like, Mom, show me where the good mom consciousness comes in, where I am driving into a Cat 3 with my baby because I want to go to Disney World with her. And I went, well, you just come from our family. That is a thing.
So you drove there. You drove from New Orleans.
Miranda, Nick, and Savannah drove. Nicholas, Nick, our Nick, and Russ and I flew because we just got home. I'm not getting in a car and driving 10 hours. Are you kidding me?
Right.
It was bad enough getting in an airplane.
Yeah. Oh, sheesh, yeah.
But the kids, they sucked it up and they drove, and it was a real event. It was a true family vacation.
All right.
Nice.
We're winding down 2024. And that's our focus. I mean, we can talk about 2025 a lot, but really, you're going to forget it by November and December. And what did they say about 2025?
Yeah.
I don't remember. What the hell? So
old news.
Our focus is really what's next. And what's next for this group are the three of us that you see in our squares, transporting ourselves to Tomball, Texas, at the Main Street crossing. Now that's, it's funny. When I first heard the name of the place, I really pictured it outside and some railroad crossing signs everywhere and Main Street's there, but the railroad's going right across Main Street and they got chairs everywhere and we're playing there. But it's an inside nice little club is what it is, guys.
Yeah. And when you get a ticket there, you're buying dinner, so
Cool.
It's it's kind of an
Yeah.
expensive evening, but
But we're
he
super fun. We're super fun, and it's worth
and
it.
he seems to. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I think he has a
Yeah.
crowd that comes to his place. I mean, if you look, they have shows every other night.
Yeah, he's
So-
a character. Him and his mama, they're fun.
Yeah.
By the way, we will, speaking of, it's an expensive evening, and we understand this. So we bring extra merch to sell you, so that at the end, when you think you got out with a fairly
It's
decent
even
night,
more expensive.
right, you're going to say, you know what? This album by the Cowsills, I think I want it. I'm going to take it. And then you can have it, and then we'll sign it and chat it up and
It's gonna be
all
so
that stuff.
amazing.
there
Right
will
by
be
the door on your way out. So like buy it, fly it.
will be a
Yep.
meet and greet.
Shows
it
at
is
8.
Yep.
Is it at 8 o'clock? All right.
It's gonna be
There you
sharp,
go.
8
Bob.
a.m..
Don't be late.
So
And trio show means we're going to have a couple of guitars, 3
Yeah.
voices,
And a
10
lot of
fingers.
stories.
10 finger stories.
well, a Q&A.
Q&A.
Q&A. Old
Can
songs,
so
new
happen
songs.
there. It's that close.
Somebody has requested lend a hand. My old math teacher from high school has requested lend a hand. We can do that acoustically. No problemo, Mrs.
No
Martin.
problemo. No, we've
Mrs.
done
Mickey
that. We've
You know,
done
Mrs.
that.
Marty, I go, did I behave? You don't know how you behaved in high school. You do remember how you misbehaved. But with her, was I a good student?
She loves you. I'm
said I
I'm
was a
ill
fine
with how
student.
much she loves you.
I think she'd say it anyway, Oh,
I
you're a
do
fine
too, because you
student.
were famous.
She gets home and tells her daughter, like, this guy was a nightmare, so who
You
knows?
were not a nightmare, Bob.
Hey, listen, I heard the words Cowsills shut up more in high school than any time before or after high school. It's the truth.
Okay.
So
Well, hey,
I think I talked it up in class or something, because that's what I
here's
would
the
hear.
thing. I think when we all got out there individually, we were our own version of everybody at home. And at home, we kind of had to let the biggest guy of the version of that lead the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With a little
Whatever
kind of,
Susan just said.
I think people understood.
I want to watch the episode and fast forward to this moment and listen to that again. I think it
Let's
was wise.
not.
No, I do. I just don't remember. Couldn't follow it. The sound effects, right? Susan, you really need to, okay, commitment for 2025. We're going to upgrade sound effects.
Yes,
We're going to bring in
100%.
things like if we mention something on the show, maybe we flash a picture of it behind us in the episode, if we're referencing something. I don't know,
Why is that? Will it ring? Just
Yeah.
hit it.
Here's the
Let's see if it
thing.
rings.
You guys have a green thing that goes on when somebody is talking. Do you see that? If the green thing ain't on, you will never hear my moo, my ring, but you will if the green thing is around me. So what happens
Ooh.
is if I try to do it, and Bob's got the green thing now.
Now hold it. Do it.
Okay.
No, let me talk. Let me have okay, hit it. Oh yeah, when did that start?
From the beginning,
Forever.
which is why my cows are never heard. You never listen to me. You guys don't believe a word I say.
We
If
never
y'all
Do you have your
listened to you.
cows?
Never listening to you was built up over many, many years. So
I
I
know,
don't know
but
what to
it
tell you
is,
today
but
about that.
it has caused damage to the quality of our production of our show because
Do you have
I
the cows with you?
Yes, I do.
Let's
Okay.
try those with us being quiet.
Hold
All right.
on.
So
One moment. You're going to be really
we need a
impressed.
special effects sign. Like she makes a sign and you and me be quiet. And she makes the special effects sound and then we can chime in again. Well,
Right.
all right, here's the
Here we
cow.
go, guys. So Paul would say, hey, everybody, welcome to the Cowsills Podcast. And I'd say, hi, y'all. Welcome to the cow barn. The girls are out back. And everybody's restless. It's not real
Hear them in
loud.
the
This one's not
background.
as loud. But you don't
When
hear
you
it
do it
now
that
with
way-
Bob's green. But now you'll hear me.
Well, we hear it. And
Been
when you
going on
talk,
since the beginning of time, since we've been doing this.
you should speak and do that cow one that way and keep talking because it sounds like there's a herd behind you.
See?
Now see, no. All right,
Now
enough of
Bob's
this.
green and you can't hear me only when
And
I am green. Okay,
This is very
that's
exciting. Very exciting
That's
stuff.
the
Honestly.
discovery of today.
Okay.
Is this like IA or AI?
Yes,
Is it
no,
AI?
this is
IA or
IA.
AI?
This isn't a real cat.
No, it's
That was
really far from
AI.
AI.
It's
It's
That
the
was
AI.
opposite.
AI. It looked
This
like
is
an actual
AI.
cat.
Hey, everybody. So we have Tomball, and then we got to leave the next day because then we got to leave the next day after that for the malt shop cruise. Okay, malt
Yes.
shop memories cruise. I do have malt.
Yes.
I think I have malt shop memories, and we're going to look forward to that. We're on the whole week. We're doing 3 shows, a Q&A of, you know what they do on those
It's going to be
cruises.
phenomenal. I love them.
It's going to be fun being on a different ship than the Flower Power and the 70s rock and
Yeah,
romance.
yeah.
Yeah. I think it's much smaller.
Is it? Okay. You get to
Yeah.
memorize your ship, you know.
Wait, wait. Smaller, safer, smaller, more dangerous.
Dangerous.
Smaller. Everybody's safe.
Susan,
It's not a
in
boat.
the
It
in the
it
Rogue
remains
Wave,
a ship.
no chance in the Rogue Wave. It's too small. We're going down.
Okay,
No,
I'm
no,
just making
it's too
sure.
big. Still a ship. It's just
All
not
right,
like
all right.
the Star Vista,
Okay,
uh, whatever that is.
good deal.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, it'll be fine.
the
So we're
celebrity
cruising.
summit.
What are we doing after we're cruising?
Okay, after the cruise, uh, it is then
Eight.
November 3rd we get back, and then November 8th, Friday, at the Golden Nugget Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Cowsills will be performing full band, full show, full night of fun and frivolity. And after that, nothing to talk about at this point,
A break.
except the
Correct.
holidays. Yeah.
A
So
Yeah,
break.
the
Let's take a
holidays are
break. Let's
upon
have
us.
holidays. Let's be humans and,
Yeah.
and be
Now-
merciful with our people.
now, people, we're just talking about not everything. I mean, we have Global coming out November 8th. We got a record coming out, okay?
Do
So
we have a guest today? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
we do have a guest today.
Okay, talk about global. I was just reminding myself.
I'm just saying, we got 7 minutes. If they're on
Okay.
time, if they're rock and roll late, we probably have 10. So
Secret Monkey
hey,
Weekend on their
should
way
we tell
here.
them who it is?
Secret Monkey
Monkey Secret
Weekend.
Monkey Weekend. Now that is a name. I have to tell
Secret
you.
Monkey Weekend.
And not only that is that their name, but on their record that they put out in 22, is a song, Do the Secret Monkey. Now we're never gonna have Do the Cowsill, okay? Which, it's not gonna happen. But they have Do
Yeah.
the Secret Monkey. Now, my one question is it also a dance like most of those? If you heard it,
Like
it
do
sounds
the
like
Freddie and
it
do
sounds
the
like there's a
Freddie and
dance
all the
to it.
things. Yeah.
Gotta ask them about that.
Yeah, I like
This
that.
is on their new record. So it is the next it is the next guest in our series of family bands. This is a family
That's
band.
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we're going to have one a month. We're committing now. We are back on having guests.
We're committing to one a month.
Yeah. No,
So
one family band.
yeah,
Go
and
ahead.
Jefferson Hart is the stepdad,
Yep.
along with the girls, Lila
Lila
and
and
Ella,
Mhm.
Yes.
and yeah, their trip.
It's a
Their
trippy
trip.
story, and you get to hear it. And by the
Yeah.
way, we're going to have guests soon enough, I think, hopefully, where we get to tell you who next week's guest is. Then you
Are we
could
really
go
getting
on,
that pulled together?
you could go to Secret Monkey Weekend. If we said next week we're having Secret Monkey Weekend, then by that time you can hear their songs and you can read their bios and get ready for our episode with them. It'd be very cool. Very cool. What?
I just found this. Somebody gave it to us on HTT.
We don't know what it is, Susan.
It's a cowbell.
Oh,
See?
I didn't hear it. Did you hear that?
it was Bob's
Wait,
Green.
let me get the green over by me. Watch. Here we go.
Doesn't
All
work.
about the green.
I don't know if it's going to work because those have to be spontaneous, instantaneous.
I know. It's so screwed. I'm
I don't
screwed.
think it's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah. But you know what? I will tell you, Susan, the last podcast we didn't have you with us and we missed you. We had Johnny with us, though. It was fun.
I was gonna ask, but I was afraid you were gonna go, oh, it was great, and like you didn't miss
Well,
it.
really, the only thing we really missed were all of the sound effects.
Oh, baloney. Y'all are rotten. Y'all, somebody asked me in an interview for something else if our family dynamic was the same, like if everybody treated each other the same way they always had. And I said, yeah, I'll be 70 in 5 years. And my brother Bob will still say, oh, do you hear something buzzing in the room when I'm talking? And I mean, that's just unbelievable.
You know what? Just in Bob's defense, chances are the buzzing had probably been happening for 10 minutes straight, and it became kind of room noise and white noise. And because by the time we're that age, we're going to be down each other's throats about this. He never listened. She never
But
shut
you
up.
say
He
it
never
in
listened.
real
She never
time
shut
as
up.
grown-ups now.
But listen, the
What?
buzzing that Bob is going to hear is from his hearing aid, and the battery's going out.
Yeah, Bob.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you guys will have me all figured out,
Yeah. Hey, what
Puts
are you
his hand
having
up
for
to his ear.
Thanksgiving? I'm just
He's
kidding.
turned his hearing aid off and he's not listening to you anymore.
Yeah, Bob's turned it down. He's listening to the game like Bowman.
Honestly, I think I do say what once in a while, but it's not to the point where I say it where somebody says, Jesus, get a hearing aid. So
Dude,
I
I'm
do say,
going for. I was supposed to have a hearing test tomorrow, literally, but I can't. I have rehearsals for this REM. I had to postpone it, but I'm doing it because I know
Okay.
I'm rhyming Simon. Can you
I
shut
want to
the
hear
door?
what the results are.
I will tell you for sure. I'm rescheduling. Stop it, Kitty.
no,
I have a
here's my results. My
Yeah.
results was don't ever mix an album again.
because you've destroyed your ears.
That's
Outsource
funny.
outsource that. If I did it, it'd all come in like slanted left, right? You know what I mean? If they Bob mix the album, man, listen to this thing. You'd be like listening to it like that.
Funny. I think mine would have a lot of high end on it because I can't hear anything with that.
Yeah.
It'd be all tinny sounding.
You
Oh
know
my
what?
yeah.
goodness. Well, what else is new? My God, you guys, we've been gone so long. It's just so like being home is weird to me. I'm so grateful. I just feel like I've been gone a long time.
Yeah, I haven't really settled. I mean, I'm
Right.
still packed.
Oh, please.
I haven't
Yeah. Oh, you're still
unpacked.
packed even. Yeah. It's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
Guys,
And did you
like,
guys feel like you were hit by a Mack truck when you got home? Yeah.
my day after a travel day is a very hard day, and that's just old age.
That's what I
But
mean. But I mean,
Absolutely.
I was like, I felt like
absolutely.
that for like a few days.
Your lower back, you go, can I unbend? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Getting
Yeah.
up to,
Yeah.
yeah, the first getting up, you're like, oh.
Bob, does Southwest have TVs in their seats yet?
No, they're not going to do that.
Oh, they're not.
No, because you can get everything on your device. What they came in with on the Max 8s are charging stations behind each seat.
We've had that
Oh.
I love that.
Oh, okay.
on our last Southwest
Yeah.
coming home just yesterday
But
or today.
yeah,
Yesterday.
everyone who flies Southwest, like I had
charging.
my big laptop last night coming in from Baltimore for Monday Night Football, man. And it was like, hey, this is okay, and because they get the free TV still.
Well, yeah, they
Yeah.
Wi-Fi, so they hook you up like they would if you had a screen on your phone, and then give you plug-in ability to stay charged and function. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
But
go ahead.
Still the phone is the easiest way, I guess, on Southwest. Otherwise, you're going to carry all your big guys with you.
Yeah, I do the phone.
Yeah.
I do the phone for everything now.
Or the perfect is the iPad. If you have the iPad, the cover fits in the seat in front of you on the 800s and Max 8s.
That's Rusty.
Hang it like a screen.
Secret Monkey Weekend. OMG.
I was wondering if we're
Hey,
gonna get
they're
three.
the monkeys always monkeying around.
There
They're
they
busy
are, the
swinging.
girls and the guy.
The girls and the guy. Hold on, they're getting their act together. They're seeing how they look, the sound,
Do we hear
everything.
them yet?
No,
Oh,
we
we
hear
haven't
them yet?
stopped talking.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh man, Ella's gonna have to. You guys can back up. Ella's gonna have to. How you doing?
True. I think we're just gonna hug each other.
Yeah.
You guys could do the V formation. Me and Bob and Paul do that a lot. Like the middle guy, like
Yeah.
Jefferson, you pull back, and then the girls
That's
come up.
perfect. We have Ellen now.
That makes sense.
No, it's the V formation. Look, check it out.
There we
I
go.
tried
Yeah.
to get 3 heads in a square for my whole
Nice.
life.
There
Well,
you go.
Their family
were-
band tip right off the top.
We're the
like to-
inverse of the Cowsills, where the dad joins the band instead.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome, Secret
Well, listen, let me
Weekend.
tell you, since you brought that up first, that's one of the early things we read about Secret Monkey Weekend is Dad joined the band. So the council's first reaction to that is immediately fire Dad.
The Fire Dad.
There were
Okay.
thoughts of that. I think. Do you want to tell how Laura saved the day?
Yeah, so the band started kind of just as us practicing in our music room here,
Learning drums.
learning drums and bass.
Okay.
And then Jeff said, "Oh, you should get a kid to join on guitar." And my mom was like, "No, it should be a family thing." Because I mean, he's our teacher. So I'm glad we did that because I think it'd be a lot better than
Aw.
a child.
Or they can just have a baby.
Yeah.
And by the way, Jeff, the
Oh,
Secret
yeah.
Monkey Weekend is Jeff in the middle there, obviously.
Jefferson Hart.
Lila and Ella are
Yeah.
are his stepdaughters, adopted
Brownheart.
stepdaughters. So this is our family band of the month here, Secret Monkey Weekend. Now, just real quick, and then Susan, you can ask things. But the very first thing people keep asking me when they heard you were on is, are you related to the Weekend?
The Weekend.
I've heard of them. There's actually a band near here
Jim.
called May Weekend, like they're French or something. I don't know who came first, but I have heard of the Weekend.
The Weekend is a solo artist.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, listen
Oh.
to this. I love it.
And look,
The
I'm so
Weeknd.
out of it. I thought Bob was just being kind of funny and punny,
I
and I
was.
didn't really think there was a weekend band at all. So that's how I
You
operate.
don't know the
And I-
Weekend? Oh my
No,
gosh.
I don't know the Weekend. I didn't know who REM was when I met Peter either. These are just how I roll. Now, may I take over and do my early day thing, you guys?
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hi, welcome to the Cowsills Podcast, the Secret Monkey Weekend.
Oh.
And Jefferson, I'm so sorry it took so long, but we have been busier than we've ever been.
Well, I've
Jefferson
been
and I were
following you,
talking-
and I knew how busy you were with all the tours and cruises and stuff.
Yeah, it was really
Aye, aye,
wacky.
aye.
But listen, I mean, we kind of know how y'all got started, but our listening audience does not. So music was in your house for your whole lives growing up. Is that not correct, Lila and Ella?
Yeah, our dad was a drummer, and he was in, God, I want to say about 20 bands. Sometimes it was quite a bit. So music was always in our lives. We started on piano, but eventually, after our dad passed away and Jeff came into our lives and started dating our mother, he helped us nurture that. And I think we found that piano wasn't for us, and I started gravitating towards bass, and
awesome.
Lila started gravitating towards drums.
Yeah.
Lila was 7 and Ella was 12 at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as I can remember, there's always been an instrument in at least one instrument in the room of every in every room of the house. I mean,
Except
I
for, like,
saw that in your documentary. And like, let me ask you this, you guys, when you were coming up as little guys, and I usually ask all our artists this, other than music, which was clearly in your life because dad was who he was a professional musician, did you guys, either one of you, have something else you thought you might want to do as a career, or was it more like, and if so, what? Because I love to know that. And or was it more it was happening and you knew right off the bat this is what you want to do?
well, I'm actually I'm a senior in college. I'm studying history, so I want to go into the museum field maybe someday.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, that's always kind of been one of my big passions.
Cool.
for me,
Lila?
I've always done a lot of visual art, like drawing, painting, and for a long time as a kid, I was like, that's what I want to do as a career. But as I'm getting older, I'm just kind of like, it's more something I like to do as
A
An
hobby.
an
a
outlet.
hobby.
Yeah.
Whereas music, I could see myself playing.
Actually having it as a career.
Yeah.
And as much as I do enjoy it, I mean, I don't think I'd want to do like my art as a career because I think I'd just get burned out.
Well,
Yeah.
you have all the time in the world to go back to that if you ever felt like it too. You guys are in a great position to like rock this out now and then do whatever you want for the rest of your lives. So my brother's
just-
chomping
you
at the
just
bit.
gotta-
Oh, Paul.
You just got to keep the guy in the middle healthy. Okay.
Yeah.
Because we're in our 70s here, and
Yeah.
we can't stop. And so
Yeah.
you guys will be, if you're really into this, it's going to be a long haul.
Yeah, which is awesome. Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff, I have a question.
Sure.
How excited were you? Because from the way I read it, Lila and Ella decided on bass and drums in a very natural way.
Yes.
And especially I think Lila has an even deeper connection than just a stepdad. She's going to go to the dad and have even a DNA connection. But how excited were you that these two girls decided to be your rhythm section because of
Yeah,
all the
man.
things of
Yeah.
all the things a guitarist needs? It's that bass and drummer, and you got it. You had it right there, right?
Yeah. Well, it just this very room we're in is where it started, and there was a piano, a drum kit. I think I had already bought Ella a bass amp at that point. So yeah, we were in here playing all kinds of covers just to get things worked out. And gosh, where am I going with this? I think just the fact that I'm always used to being in a band with a better guitar player than me.
But I mean, you had a tight rhythm. I mean, yeah, I know why you're wondering, Bob, because you're a musician. And we all,
A violin and a flute. What
yeah,
are you going to
but
do?
you got
with
a
that?
rhythm section.
Yeah. Well, I always made sure that in all of my grown-up bands, as I call them, there's always a guitar player who's far better than me because I can just concentrate on the singing and just playing the rhythm and the chords. But in this band, they
That's me.
became such a good rhythm section that I could actually start focusing on learning to play some leads and little Pete Townsend pieces that will carry, or Peter Buck type pieces.
Yeah.
To get a song from beginning to end. So they've made me a better player. And now when we play, we just play as a trio now. We used to have Peter Holzapfel play keyboards with us.
Ooh.
He's been very busy though.
Yeah.
But we've often had Peter with us, and he's recorded with us. And then a fellow named Tim Smith who plays with us occasionally. But Peter was the one person who said, "I think your best sound is a trio."
Wow, cool.
I took that as wise input, and I think he may be right.
I think
Is
you
he
can't
the-
beat
is-
the family bond.
Yeah.
Is
Say
Peter
that
the
again?
keyboard play? Is Peter the keyboard player on your record?
Yeah.
On the All the Time in the World?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay, cool.
he plays on 4 tracks, and then Tim, the other guy who plays with his son, played on the other 4
Very
tracks.
And also, is it not also the case that Mr. Don Dixon has been involved, who is the one of the early REM producer guys, dear friend of mine, and Russ and Peters and all of ours?
Oh yeah, Don just took Ella and Lila under his wing, and they got to meet Marty Jones as well. And
Again,
they've been
power couple.
There have been times where I've been either chatting on the phone with Don or texting, and I mentioned that we had been in touch, and he said, "Oh my gosh, I know them well."
Yes, we're dear friends.
Yeah, he's a super guy. We saw him as recently as, gosh, I saw him play not long ago. He was in town for something. But yeah, he played on our album, played at our CD party.
Okay, so you have an album that a recent album y'all made, and
it's not out yet. We're shopping it, which is the first time I've ever done that. So it's going kind of slow. I've only sent it to 3 labels that where I actually know people at. But I'm going to spend the next 6 months maybe trying to shop it. Or
In
maybe
the meantime, 2022, isn't that when you put out All the Time in the World, that album?
I think the summer or late
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah,
That's
spring.
out there now. That's
Yeah,
out
it
there
is.
now. You can find that music out there now with these folks. Now, listen, since I've got the square, in the spirit of you believe everything you read on the internet, I need to read you a quote because
Okay.
as I'm researching your story, it sends me here and there and here and there and everywhere. Well, at one of my stops, it said this. Now, I know it says that you cut your teeth on Queen, White Stripes, and the Rolling Stones, and I'm going, you darn right, especially as a trio. But then in the next article, it said they started playing shows covering the likes of the Beach Boys, the Ramones, the Cowsills, and George Jones. Now, do you really think you ever tried a Cowsill song?
Yeah, we've actually played the Rain in the Park and other things was, I think, maybe as far back as 2018.
Not that far. It was like 20.
2019.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic.
Mhm.
In fact, Peter actually played
Honored.
keyboard
We
with
are
us.
honored.
Yeah.
We can't believe it. There's never going to be a Cowsills tribute band. You know what I'm saying? We're not that band.
Yeah.
Anybody
So-
does it, it'll be us, because I'm one of the true believers. I mean, the three of you, John, Barry, Bill, I know you well. I really do.
Aw.
Yeah, we saw you, me and him, we saw you guys at Happy Together at the Carolina Theater.
2019.
Yeah, in 2019.
Yeah, Durham.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
I cried during Indian Lake. I just couldn't help myself.
You're probably the only guy there doing that.
well,
Let me
so
see.
by the sound of it, Bob, by the sound of it, guys, so this is a very serious endeavor for you guys, right? I mean, you guys go to school, right? You're a senior in college, and Lila, how old are you, and what grade are you in?
I just turned 17, and I'm in my junior year of high school. I am homeschooled, so it does make being able to play music a lot easier.
Okay,
Sure.
Makes
that
rehearsal.
was one of my
better.
questions. How is that all going? You got to keep everything going. All the fires have to be lit, and so cool.
Ella was really smart. She finished high school a year early, so even during her senior year of high school, she was taking community college classes for
Mhm.
college
Very cool.
placement. And then
Yeah.
when I guess her fellow classmates were still in 12th grade, she was again at community
Yeah.
college, and she transferred to a state university right down the road. So
Yeah,
that's
so
where she is.
I've never had to like live away from home, which is really nice for the band so that we can
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
Now, do you guys play out on weekends? Do you do tour runs? What do you do?
We did, just like this year, for example, we did Richmond and Philadelphia in one weekend. And gosh, I think we did Asheville, Winston-Salem, and Carrboro 3 straight shows a couple of months ago. But we'll go to Baltimore, DC. We've been to Atlanta, Athens, played with the Pylon people.
Now,
Pylon.
do you ever have trouble now? Okay, so Lila's 17 now. Like, do you have trouble playing? Do you have club issues because underage or anything like that?
Only one bar said that we couldn't get in because of that, and I think Lila was maybe 15 then. So
Yeah, generally we haven't had issues with booking venues at bars.
Cool.
I do feel very safe because I have a lot of people looking out for me.
and mom.
Yeah.
Mom.
Yeah, I mean, I think most bars see that both parents are there, so they're like, it's fine.
It was a thing for us. Obviously, in fact, some of the very earliest gigs that my two brothers, Barry and John, played, it was in a very large hotel, but it was being run as a venue, and they were up in a room that they had. Bob, tell how the boys played their instruments. They couldn't be in the room, so they played from a bedroom upstairs, and the wires went down to the amps. What happened, Bob?
Brother Bill and I were on the stage, visual to everybody, and coming into the speakers from a room above the stage, because they were underage at the age of 8 and 10, were Barry and John, and we literally had the drum set up there, and his bass guitar was set up there, and we piped it. Look, this is rudimentary sound now, but it was the best that was going, and we piped it into the room and did the show that way. And that's
Sounded like
just
a full
what you
band.
had to do if you're very, very young. Now, hey, Lila, but I got a question for Lila. So the internet says that your first solo performance was Yellow Submarine at the age of 6. So do you still sing Yellow Submarine at the age of 17?
I don't think I've sung it since then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was also
You're
her
the drummer, so it would
Yeah.
be cool. You could do the Ringo thing. Come on.
Yeah, I think
It was a duo with your dad.
yeah, I know how I met he played with our dad.
We had a guitar drum duo. He played a suitcase drum kit, which was
Yep.
Yeah, and I used to come along to a lot of shows just because I had nowhere else to be, I guess.
Yes.
And so Jeff would be like, let's include Ella. So the only song I knew all the words to was Yellow Submarine. So that kind of became our tradition where
Yeah.
I'd sing along with
Aw,
Yeah.
precious.
Well,
So
listen,
I have a question and just kind of a thought, you know. So here you guys are, you're venturing out, you've got your new album coming out, you got a great album. I love the other album. Actually, I was listening
Oh,
to a bunch of stuff
amazing.
there. I mean, crazy. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of influences in there, you know. But being that you do have the interest of the REM's, what was he, their producer?
Don
Yeah.
Dixon, yeah.
So are you guys going to try to open up for some big bands? I mean, do you guys have a guys on that as far as how you're going to want to get out there? Because you know the whole thing, the hardest thing is to get into all the millions of people's
Front of people.
ears and eyes. I mean, even the best of the best only get to a certain amount where you need something like, you know, like the REM guy or even Peter, you
Yeah.
know, to open up for some of these acts. Is that
Yeah.
what you're thinking?
Well, you know, even though Don Dixon has been involved on our first album that is out, and then the one that's yet to be released, we have done shows, and that's kind of been one of our philosophies, is to play with people that either I loved when I was their age or people I've played with. And a good example is Chris Stamey. We played a show with Chris
Oh, cool.
Salem from the DBs. And let's see, I don't think we've done anything opening for Peter. Oh, Will Rigby has actually sat in and played tambourine with us.
DB's drummer, y'all, just
Yeah.
for filling the
Okay.
voids in.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well, you're circulating in the right circles anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
some regional bands like the Connells. We've opened for them.
Oh, I love the Connells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Southern Culture on the Skids.
Too bad Jolene's not still playing. You guys would fit with them well.
Remember them, yeah, in Charlotte. And Hope Nichols from Fetch and Bones. We played several shows with her band.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Cool.
That helped. By the way, we travel well. We have this big red van, and if it's anywhere 8 hours and you need an opener, we'll be happy to
Yeah.
put
Offering up. Okay.
rubber to the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on.
yeah. You know, Lila, you're only 17, but you are quoted on the internet now, your wise words from your
She an
mom.
influencer?
At least it says it, Lila said this, that the most important part of all of this is to have fun.
Yes.
And you know
Mic
what?
drop.
That is our philosophy too. And most of our fun, we admit, we grew up with it, and you do too, is on stage, is in a show, is in
Yep.
front of an audience and having fun and pulling that off every night. It's a lot of fun. So I'm glad you guys think that way too.
Yes. Because really, I mean, fame and fortune, you know, they're hard to come by. But if you're having fun
Yeah.
and you get to keep having fun, then that's the only reason to really be doing it, really. And the other stuff will fall in if it's going to fall in. But if you guys are really having fun, that's just terrific because it makes music so great to do.
Yeah. I'm going to miss not playing for a while. We decided to take a 6-month hiatus just so they could get on with their school. Because
There
this
you
is the
go.
first time in 7 or 8 years where we didn't have shows booked.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I can use this time to shop the record, but
Mhm.
also maybe we could write some, but also they can focus on the school. But we did play a party 2 days ago
Yeah.
for a friend. It was our last show, but we did a public show like the night before.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss not playing because it's such a buzz and such a charge. And when we play well,
you can get back to it, and I think it's like Paul said, got to have all the fires lit. So you guys,
Yeah.
you know, you're young, and you got to. It's important. We did not, or I did not, have any other options but music. So it's always good to have something to fall back on. What, Bob?
You can find all of this information on Secret Monkey Weekend online, of course. I mean, you type those words in, only one thing is going to come up.
Only
Okay?
one
Yeah.
group of people come up.
And man, you can watch them play, you can watch them perform. They got a good little documentary, a PBS thing that was
Really
pretty
fun.
cool.
Yeah, that
guys
was
are-
fun.
Listen,
was
you
fun.
can listen to the spot check the album, and there's one song where they sound like my boyfriend's back at the background's due to me. Anyway, you know, but it was the Laura. It's about your mom, I think.
Yeah. Laura Joe.
Laura Joe. Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
background girls and Laura
You're my
Joe
best friend and
sound to
all.
me like the girls in my boyfriend's back from the like
What was
1960s.
that song written about? It was written about your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really, one of the first lines in the song is this song. I wrote the song as I was pulling in the driveway, and that's exactly what happened. And I just came in and finished it. And
Cool.
I think it was probably about
2020.
yeah, it was during the pandemic, I think, when I wrote
Oh,
it.
okay.
I think
great.
I remember the day you
Yeah,
finished. You came to the door and you were like, "I have a song," and I was like, "You do?"
Yeah.
Was that good news?
Yeah.
It's-
There have been some songs that Laura thought they were about her, but I can't really say for sure they were. Sometimes things just happen,
Sure.
and maybe subconsciously they were, but this was the first one I set out to write about my wife.
Yeah. Her middle name and my middle name too is Jo Bear, but a lot of people they can't pronounce it, so we call
Laura Jo.
Laura Jo.
Yeah.
So they southern it up a bit.
Yeah.
She's from New Orleans. She grew up there in Bayou St. John.
Oh,
And
Yeah.
her mother taught English at Tulane, and her dad, professor, UNO. He's a
UNO.
history professor at UNO. And they
New Orleans,
moved up
love
here.
her away from me, please. What do you got, Bob?
Just want to say on that song in particular, you get the contrast of what's different about Secret Monkey Weekend because you got Jeff there. And it's just beautiful, you know. And then these girls come in, okay, with this really youth movement sound to it, and the contrast is real stark
That's
and
really cool.
and it doesn't exist really much anywhere. Actually, the
Yeah.
difference
Very
between
unique, y'all.
the
Yeah.
dad and the daughters here, yeah, it's very cool, very
Dads
cool.
with daughters. That's awesome.
Well, we're a tight bunch, and they're my best friends. And it's so funny. We'll be out just taking a walk, or we'll be doing something together, and I'm going, "What other bands are actually doing this? What
Yeah.
other
Cowsills.
Yeah.
have their toes in the creek, or are going to get ice cream together?" It's like,
Yeah.
Going to a movie. The
Yeah.
Cowsills.
It's great.
That's
We're
awesome,
still
y'all.
doing it 60 years later. We are still doing it.
Mhm.
I have a question for you, and I mentioned it in an email a while back. When you guys were young, did you go to that the Dark Shadows house in Newport?
Oh, sure.
Gosh,
At
that was
the end,
fun.
okay, guys, at the end of Bellevue. So you're going down Bellevue, and then it kind of stops, and then the it turns to the right and kind of peters out because the
Familiar.
walk
Yeah.
over there on the left, it's the Dark Shadows house.
Oh my
And you
God.
can really
Here's
see
the
it
thing.
from, yeah.
Jeff, my daughter went to Salve Regina University, which that house sits on. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that house is on the
So, yeah.
campus. So we saw it all, I saw it all the time when she
Look at-
went there. And yeah, you
Yeah.
just literally go, oh my God, there's the house. And then you move on with your day, it's not that. But
Collins Mansion.
it
Yes.
was a very popular soap opera and a very different soap opera at the time that we all followed.
Yeah.
Evidently Jefferson did as well.
Oh my gosh, I was 6, I think, when that came out, and it just, it gripped me really hard, and I never let it.
It's pretty cool to see that. It's pretty cool when you see it because
Yeah.
Girls, it sounds like you might want to keep dad away from the Dark Shadows house. And
here's what it sounds like. It sounds like you need to get dad the box set of all the Dark Shadows, like my brother John did for me one year.
Oh wow. I
See?
know you have some of it.
Dude, there's a box set.
Oh,
My
my
brother
God.
John got it for me, that and the Little Rascals, but the Dark Shadows is to die.
I just have the 2 movies, but I don't have any of the
Christmas is coming. Just
I
saying.
love the House of
All
Dark.
right, everybody,
The
check
House
out
of what?
I love the House of Dark Shadows. That's one of my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
She's a big
Okay, sorry, Bob. We got all TV'd up.
we watched.
I want everyone to check out
Yes.
the band here. It doesn't matter that you're on hiatus. We're going on a little 3-month hiatus ourselves over the
Yeah,
holidays.
we're
So
taking a little time off.
that's where you get to write and maybe do a little recording and do whatever you want to do that isn't playing. So that's cool.
Yeah,
But
it's a good thing.
they're all out there. The content's there on this family band. Everybody
They
check it
are
out.
Secret Monkey Weekend, and it took us a while to get them on, but the universe was aligned.
Well,
Your
we're
music,
everybody, Paul.
your music is really great, you guys. You
Yeah,
just
we
gotta
like it.
keep going, keep going.
Thank you.
And but just your sound is unique, and I loved it, you know. So you just got to get it out there to the masses. That's what you need to work on.
Lean on those famous
More
friends
than
of
even
yours.
writing the songs, it's where are we going to go with all of this?
Right.
And you know, because people can get this music when you put your album out, they can get it for free, you know. So you really need to be thinking hard about all the, and God, when you go on their website, people, man, everything is there. And I look at that, and we don't have this lineup of
Oh, no.
Twitter and
No,
Spotify. I mean, a huge list of all the
it's a
places that
great
you
guide
guys
you
can
have
be
there.
found.
Yeah.
You know, we don't even know about that stuff, you know. And so it's good that you have, Jeff, you have youth around you, and they will support you and push you towards the light.
And they've got you to guide them, and I think that's
Yeah.
beautiful. You
Yes.
guys
Helping me
are
out with the
lucky, and your
TikTok.
mom is precious, and tell her I said so.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. It really means a lot that you guys would have us on your podcast.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are like the blueprint for
Mm.
family bands, and
Yeah.
it's like
Mm-hmm.
we take a lot of inspiration from you guys, and it just it means a lot.
Thank you, Lila. Thank you, Ella. Hey, you never know.
Audrey.
You never know. Maybe there's a gig out there with all of our names on it. It would be super fun.
That would
Love
That'd be crazy fun.
Last
Yeah.
Minutes, the Bacon Brothers, and Secret Monkey Weekend. We'll have a family band
Yeah,
night.
we'll do
Okay,
like
everybody.
a trifecta. It's like family
Have a
band
good night.
fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Family fest. We'll start
Yeah.
a whole new thing, you guys. There isn't out there. Let's be quiet about this. Somebody will take it and do it.
We do try to
Keep
get down to
having
New
fun.
Orleans a couple times every other year. So
Yeah.
New Orleans is not too far for us.
Oh, well, I'm here. Well, actually,
All right.
I'm here for a little bit.
We have the place. All right, goodbye,
We
everybody.
got
Thank
stuff
you,
to do,
kids.
place to
Thanks,
go,
Jeff.
people to see.
Keep having fun, 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 fun.
Thank you so much.
Much love, y'all.